See, I gotta get this. There we go. That's done right there. Yes, I'm aware of that. Persona. Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 1, I heard. Now, we've had this conversation in the past, but it's a fun one to revisit. It's always a good and lively debate, and I like to see what you guys think of all these things. Andrew's here, Fagacino Linguini's back. Pooper Scooper Usama FBI agents in. Hey, Mintman, good to see you again. Richard's here, Mochi Cthulhu. Simon, Tyler, Ludzen, Wolverine, Cody, Juan Muse, Haroon, England's Guard, Yamakage, Jeremiah, Joe Harold. Yeah, we've had, and again, I know some of you guys will observe as much. We've had this conversation before. I just think it's always a fascinating one. There's certain topics like this that come up that are fun to just revisit every so often and get already established ideas. Plus, we always have new people come in and get other people's ideas on the existence of all these things. Let's see. We leave behind energy, Mintman? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. After we're gone, you think we leave kind of for lack of a better term, like a spiritual energy around? Interesting. You guys know me. I'm not a believer in spirits, ghosts, stuff like that. That's why it's fun to get opinions from different people. An energy. Could be. With me being as oblivious as I am, would I even recognize it if I walked right through somebody's energy they had left? I'd probably accidentally step on them or something. Be like, oh, goddamn, sorry, dude. Cody says, aliens have lots of proof they are real. The universe is humongous, and if we do not have aliens, then what is to say we can't have them in different parallel universes? Yeah, I've always been a believer, Cody. I think, as I've said in the past, I think it would be arrogant to believe that we are the only existence of some sort of intelligent life within the framework of what is the massive expanse of the cosmos. Now, whether we believe or not that aliens have paid direct visits to us is a separate conversation. That I don't know. For those who believe that the existence of aliens is a real possibility or is a genuine thing, how many believe that they have either observed or made some sort of contact with us here on Earth at some point? Johnny says, goddamn, Susan finally delivered a notification to me on time. Looks like going down on her work. Oh, Johnny, that's called really taking one for the team there. Ooh. Yikes. Wow, that's being dedicated. If you did that, you deserve to get a notification and an award. Hey, Chrome. The lizard people are under the ground. England's Guard says, goddamn lizard people. I had a suspicion they were down. Are they down there with the mole people? Well, wait, that would be like an underground war, wouldn't it? Lude says, aliens, yes, without a doubt, there's other intelligent life out there. I think so. Ghost, no. Bigfoot, possibly. It's unlikely and probably not as special people think, but it's possible. Yeah, Bigfoot's an interesting one. I'm not a believer, simply for the numbers game. I think that if there was if Bigfoot exists in some sort of sense as that we all see Bigfoot to be, I just don't think he's that good at hide and seek.
Oh,
in other words,
yeah.
We've come to a time now where everybody has a camera on them, and with the amount of the planet that is completely covered by humanity, I just don't think if he existed, the best we would have would be some old shitty 1970s blurry photo of him off in the distance. I think somebody would have caught him on tape. Haroof Time says, hey Curtis, I know this doesn't involve UFOs, but when you retired from wrestling, was it actually from brain damage or was it something else? Well, because I'm stubborn, it wasn't actually from the trauma. I was told that I should retire because of the post-concussion syndrome and stuff,
Oh,
but I didn't. I continued
yeah.
on. I actually initially retired because it, was born. He was probably a year or so old at the time, and because of the potential health risks, I didn't want to not be there for him, or I didn't want to be there for him in the sense that I just sit in the corner and drool and stuff. So yes, it had an effect on it, but it was more specifically about my family than anything else. And even after I retired, I've done several shows. I just didn't do them with any regularity after that. And I could easily be persuaded into diving back into the ring one more time. Cthulhu says, beware of the face hugger behind you. Braid makes a good point. If you don't believe in aliens, you clearly haven't spent enough time at your local Walmart. Yeah. Yeah, there and boy, spending time at the local Walmart could make you believe in things even above, beyond, or maybe below aliens. Lude says, also, if that old footage is real, chances are Bigfoot is already dead. Apes don't have as long a lifespan as humans, even if they're type something like Bigfoot would be. Right. And who would he and the thing is too, Lude, who would he have mated with to continue his species if he was just an aberration? Could have banged a bear or another giant gorilla or something, I guess. Does anybody know who Nancy Pelosi's parents are? Ragav says there's an alien behind you, Curtis. He's watching some vids. I see this. So the alien says sup. Tyler says depends on what you define as aliens, because there are microorganisms in space and on other planets, so it's technically aliens. Yes. So there is alien, just not what you imagine. Well, yeah, I think that's a given, but obviously what we're talking about is life forms more akin to, I was going to say, a level of intelligence and sentience that we have achieved, but probably if they could make contact with us, it would be beyond our levels of intelligence. Yeah, we're looking at more along the lines of life that would be more familiar to us. Big Green says, yeah, there's tons of factors which makes the existence of Bigfoot kind of sus. Yeah, that's where I am at with him. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, sure, there are still plenty of remote areas on this planet that are lightly explored, if explored at all, but the legend of Bigfoot is due to stories, fables throughout the years of people having encounters with him. So if that's where the legend comes from, we're saying that he has at times at least been out and among us. So if he's in these areas that are settled and are populated, I just think by now we would have significantly better proof of him than some old photo that clearly I still think was probably taken by a
Oh,
couple of pre-internet era trollers. Hey, Andrew. Bigfoot equals big dong. Well, all I can say is it better equal that. I'd be pissed off if I was running around out in the wild, all big, burly, and badass, and the whole world is looking for me, and I got a little dong. I'd be fucking pissed. The universe is a massive place, Weematode says. I'm almost certain there's alien life out there. Yeah, that's where I am. We may not have been visited by them yet, but we can't be alone here. That's what I think. I think it's just a numbers game. Like Weematode is saying, just given the massive expanse of the cosmos, how can there not be other planetary situations that are similar enough to ours to have created life that is similar to ours? You know what I'm saying? Just based on the sheer numbers alone, you would think it's gotta be. By now someone would have stuffed and mounted Bigfoot if he existed. That's what I'm thinking too, Chrome. Again, it's, as technology has picked up, so much of the world is surveilled almost at all times, Bigfoot would just have to be the greatest hide and seek player in the history of the planet. And I just don't think he's that good. Excuse me. Bailey Inc. says, if the universe is ever expanding and we are on the outskirts of our galaxy, then there must be intelligent life further within our galaxy, or there could have been before we existed and died out. Well, that's where I am with it. I just think it's impossible for there not to either be or have been other situations similar to our own here. Jack Queen says, I had a client once that kept seeing the devil at the foot of his bed every night, for example. That can be an issue. I don't think... the devil gets a bad rap, though, too. You know, he might not be that bad a guy. I'm just trying to trying to stick up for my bro a little bit there. Richard says, a creature like Bigfoot might exist, but probably not exactly what we think he looks like. Yeah, but that's what I'm getting to, Richard, is even something that's close enough that we could designate as Bigfoot. You know, we obviously within every species there's aberrations. But enough of an aberration to be seen as this separate entity like Bigfoot has been seen, you know, where he's massively huge, covered in hair, but walking upright, all those elements. I don't know. I just think if that dude's out there, somebody, I just think somebody somewhere would have gotten a decent shot of him. Money in my mind says, I've seen some hairy squatches in my day. They're real. Well, when you put it that way, I must agree. We might have traveled in some similar circles. It's only a matter of time, Tyler says, until actual intelligent life forms on a planet. So if not at this point in time, it will eventually. Yeah, and I think it's got to be going on. I think, just based on the numbers, concurrently somewhere in the cosmos. Don't you guys think? And again, as we were talking about earlier, if the universe is ever expanding and we're constantly creating all these new situations, how can there not be one similar enough to ours to have created life similar to ours? That's that. I just don't see how it can't be going on out there. Chrome says, we don't know for certain the qualifiers for life to start on a planet, so for all we know, we're still in the early age for life to arise on planets. We could be among the first life in the universe. Could be. Chrome, just knowing the little bit that we as humans have been able to observe of what's out there, it just seems so spectacular and huge, though. I lean towards more of there having to be some similar circumstances where there's something. I wish the fuckers would just show up. I mean, we're taking too long. It's going to take us forever, way the hell after I'm gone, to get out into the cosmos deep enough. Give it to the cosmos deep. Out in the cosmos deep enough to see these other universes and to see, multiple other galaxies and things of that nature. So they need to come to us. And they're starting to piss me off because they're taking their goddamn time about it. Let's see. Richard Gonzalez says, I remember Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan. Sounds like Handy Manny or something working in his backyard. I remember Ronald Reagan making a speech and talking about the existence of aliens. I don't remember that one, Richard. I don't doubt it all. I just don't remember that one. Jack Queen says, it seems unlikely we're the only life in the universe, and saying otherwise is like scooping up a glass of water and saying no life in the ocean. Yeah, that's a good analogy. Because again, just the sheer size that we're dealing with, it just seems like there's got to be other things going on. I'm fascinated by that. I want to see what everybody else is doing. I want them to come visit us. If they happen to be aggressive and they want to obliterate us, fuck. This wasn't going to go on forever anyway. And one of the upcoming streams soon will be a conversation about how do you guys believe that life on this planet will eventually become extinct? And that could be one of the possibilities. Some of these folks from another galaxy, other parts of the cosmos come in and go, you know what, you guys are stupid. We're getting rid of you. Prasanna says, an interesting question is, if there exists an alien civilization that has reached the advancement to travel billions of light years, why would they be interested in us beyond a passing curiosity? Well, that's one of the possibilities out there, Prasanna. You know, who, like, as you've outlined, maybe there is a civilization that advanced, and we just basically weren't interesting enough to them. Because you think about it, if that civilization does exist, excuse me, and you know they're capable of this massive interstellar travel, they may have come across many circumstances of inhabited planets or planets inhabited with life like ours. So we're probably, you know, we're the only life that we know, so we see ourselves as exceptional. To someone like that, we're not anything special. They probably just went by and went, "Hey, look at those fucking dorks," and then they just, you know, hit the accelerator and went to the next off ramp or something.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Hey, X. It's possible that civilization that advanced self-destruct, so we don't concede that that's possible too.
Oh,
That's a good point X makes, in the respect that I think all of us can see that as we have advanced, we have certainly greatly increased our odds of self-destruction with our technology. So that's a good point. If you had another civilization that had advanced substantially farther than ours, is it possible that in all these civilizations they end up with inhabitants being at one another's throats like they have been here, and they've blown themselves to oblivion?
Oh, yeah.
Lauren says, my dogs behaved very oddly on our walk this morning. We passed an old boarded up house and they all stopped, started snarling at it, and they wouldn't move for a good half hour. Stuff like that's I don't believe in spirits and ghosts and stuff, and I'll still give you that. Stuff like that is creepy, though. I've told you guys the story before. I've had one unexplained phenomena type of experience in my life that would be classified as that type of, hey, you know, how did this happen if there's not spirits roaming the earth? And I told you guys that story before. So stuff like that, yeah, it's as much as I don't believe in that, those stories are fascinating to me because, hey, if I'm wrong, that's cool too. I would like to do that sometime. Let's see if I could stream that. We have a few around here. I wonder if I could get permission to spend a night in one of the, we've got a few around here, one of the houses that are alleged to be haunted. That would be kind of cool. Yarborough says, I think that they have been at least checking on us from time to time, and we haven't reached the level they require to properly engage with us, like the idea of Prime Directive from Star Trek. I think that's a possibility. Again, if, as we had talked about a little bit ago, if there is another civilization out there that is wildly advanced as opposed to us, then we could just not be interesting to them. They could be zipping by us on the regular for all we know, going,
oh, yeah.
And then people would say, well, we'd catch them. We would catch them with our own technology. Well, not necessarily. Depends on how advanced their technology is. I believe that's possible. Money in My Mind says maybe these aliens are just humans from the future. Could be. You would think, though, Money in My Mind, if there's any point that as humans we could conquer time travel, which is another topic we're going to be bringing up, we would almost have to identify ourselves to ourselves, wouldn't we? Just because the temptation would be too great, I would think. I mean, if I could time travel, I know about all, you know, the butterfly effect and all that shit that you have to worry about. But man, I'm telling somebody. If I was from the future, I'd let you guys know. I would tell you right on the stream. And I would give you guys a whole bunch of good tips before I went back on how you can make a whole bunch of money. You know, I'd tell you what horses to bet on in the Triple Crown next year, and what stocks to buy. I would hook you up. T-Man says, from what I've heard from soothsayers, the aliens are interbreeding with their choice of humans to try and extend their dying races because we're young. If that's the case, how come I'm not getting banged? Because I would clearly tell you guys that I wouldn't keep secrets. I would tell you guys I think we
Oh,
need to make a promise amongst all of.
yeah.
Hey, Yarborough Stream Boss. I think we need to make a promise right now amongst all of us that if any of us has a legitimate alien encounter, even if we get anal probed and it's kind of embarrassing, we need to tell each other. No secrets about that. So we talk about this too much, so we can't have secrets from each other when it comes to that. So if the aliens are trying to breed with us, and they're like, oh, what we really need? We need some DNA from a fat old guy with a tiny penis, and they come jump on me. I will tell you guys. Ooh, Yarborough says, but do they have anime level titties? Ooh, yeah. If not, uh, it's gonna be majorly disappointing. If not, yeah, because I always envision the female aliens as clearly with anime level titties. Yeah. Huh. Hmm. Bailey says, what about I'm not sure of the word. Oumuamua? Oumuamua? The first known interstellar object detected passing through the solar system. I'm not familiar with this at all. Exited at tremendous speed. Scientists still debate what it was. Alien probe. Interesting. Never heard of that, Bailey. Very. See, this is why I like these conversations. Let me just look that up on Google real quick. Oh yeah, a small object estimated to be between 100 and 1,000 meters. With its width and thickness both
Oh,
estimated range between width and
yeah.
thickness. 35. They're categorizing it as an asteroid, but looks like a giant turd or a giant penis floating through space.
Oh,
That's interesting. Never
yeah.
heard of that before, Bailey. Thanks for that. That was pretty cool. VX Vanity says in school with headphones, but still expect the whole finger. Okay, you got it, pal. Cthulhu says one of Jupiter's moons is made of ice and water. I'd heard that before. Cthulhu. Yeah, and again, the cosmos is something that I'm fascinated in. Don't have near the knowledge that a lot of you guys do, which is why I like bringing it up with you guys. Maybe the aliens are Titans. AFAF says. Oh shit, we got all kinds of. Well, oh man, yeah, that's the problem. We need Mikasa is what we need. AF also says, I mean, I have had experiences when I thought I saw ghosts, but I think that almost everyone has had experience when they couldn't explain what just happened. Right. And as somebody who doesn't believe in it, as I said, I've told you guys that story before. When I was 16, I had that one experience, and to this day, I have no idea what it was. Excuse me. But I still will always lean towards there has to be some sort of real world explanation that I just haven't been able to come up with. Prasanna says we're all living in a simulation made by fifth dimensional Zuckerberg. That's entirely possible. Damon says if there are aliens, hopefully they're smarter than us. Humans can be pretty stupid. Right. I would agree with that, Damon. And the thing is, if there are aliens and they're going to make contact with us, and they've mastered that level of travel through time and space, then we can at least assume that they were able to get along with each other long enough to accomplish that, which here I don't know if that'll be the case on Earth.
Oh,
Yarborough says, I agree with the Jupiter's moon
yeah.
comment. European or something, highly colonization based on current observations? I would I would move to a moon on Jupiter. Shit. If nothing else, you get right on the ground floor of the real estate and everything. Europa. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Yarborough. Gone says, I remember you telling that story in the 24-hour stream. Good times. Yeah, I've told it a couple times. And like I say, I still don't have an explanation for what it was. I just tend to believe there is a real world explanation. I just don't have it.
Oh, yeah.
Joe says, I'd love to be kidnapped by extraterrestrial beings. Who wouldn't? Yeah, that's me too, Joe. I kind of want to be, kidnapped and be their sex slave. I don't know. Ooh, if I get to be the pitcher or catcher, but who really cares? It's going to be an adventure anyway. Jack Queen says, I don't have much experience in this field. I've been trained to see any belief in this as a symptom rather than credible. Perhaps I'm too close-minded. We're talking with Ghost Jack. Yeah, that's again my take on that is it's just not my belief process. I think it would be cool. I think it would be awesome if when you die
Oh,
there's something else, another life to
yeah.
go to and everything. It's just not what I believe. Colonizable. Autocorrect. Yeah, yeah. Oh, autocorrect's full. Especially over the last couple of weeks, I've been
Oh,
laughing a couple times, texting back
yeah.
and forth with my daughter. Autocorrect has been just mocking me lately. Chrome says, universe is 13 billion years old. It took 1 billion years for galaxies to form. The universe was ridiculously hot before then, and we had a dark age of the universe we can't observe in the past. Life, uh, in the we can't observe in the past. Life first formed 3.7 billion years ago on Earth. We've had 5 great extinction events in our history, wiping out most life. It took that long to get to our level. Interesting, Chrome. I know I know as far as those specific numbers, there are different takes on those numbers, but that sounds pretty much in line with the stuff I've read as far as what people way smarter than me believe. Money in My Mind says, before my grandpa died in his home, he kept saying, who was the man in black standing in the corner? All his farm animals went crazy the moment he died. That shit's weird. I mean, you could explain away the man in black standing in the corner. I guess you could explain that away, Money in My Mind, by saying, I'm sure your grandpa knew the time was near and being a hallucination or, just being the subconscious playing with him. But the farm animal's going crazy the moment he dies. That stuff's pretty cool. I like that. Don't have an explanation for that stuff. Again, it doesn't flip my belief process into saying, okay, now I think there are ghosts, but it's still fascinating to me. Tyler says, do you think there are space brothels with hot aliens? If not, I fuck it. I don't want to space travel then. If not, what is life about? Why are we going through all this happy horse shit on Earth if there aren't even space brothels out there for when we get the ability to travel? Yeah, oh man, I'll be pissed. Lick says that theory is definitely true. I banged a couple of aliens myself. They even let me keep the probe after. Oh, you got to keep the probe? I didn't. But I only got. It was only the one time, and I think the probe was actually attached to the alien. So I think that's why I didn't get to keep it. That would have been a cool souvenir to have. Yarborough says Spazshare was an alien spy. That I believe. That fucker. And how many times I sit on him? He had to be anally probing me. I probably just grew so accustomed to it, I was just comfortable with it. Licks knows some mythology, Jack Queen says yes. Prasanna says there is a set of stories on the internet called Humans Are Space Orcs, where an alien describes how humans are actually pretty advanced and scary considering the amount of time they had existed so far. That's kind of cool. Damon says, question is, if aliens are real, what do they look like? Yeah, that's the $1 million question too. Are they, I mean, are they as handsome as this? I think not. That's asking a lot of them. Jack makes a good point. If there aren't aliens with 3 tits, I'm going to be super pissed. Yeah, because that's been promised to me by a lot of porn that I've watched, and as well as a lot of space-related entertainment that I've watched. So if that promise is broken, yeah, I'm with you. I'm not going to be fucking happy. Cheyenne says, I want space travel to launch myself as fast as possible into the sun to see how far I can make inside before I disintegrate. Yikes! That's gonna leave a mark. Em says she got to take the probe. Lucky. I know, Em. Right? Can you imagine having that as a souvenir? Like I say, the only way I could have taken the probe from the one I was probed with would have been probably to clench my butt cheeks and do a quick snap turn. And I think that would have pissed the alien off, I would imagine. Dylan says if there is intelligent life somewhere else in the universe, I think they'd either be too far away for us to ever meet them, or they are superior to us. They'd never care about us. Well, that's where a lot of us are, Dylan. We've been talking about that is, okay, if there is a much more advanced race out there somewhere, advanced civilization, and they're capable of, commonplace interstellar travel, we're probably just boring to them. You see in the movies and in different forms of space-related or alien-related entertainment how,
yeah.
excuse me, guys, the race that has advanced farther stops to give a hand up to the race being us that hasn't quite got that far yet. But in reality, why would they want to be bothered with it? They'd probably just like, look at these fucking dummies down there. Look at the stupid shit they argue about and stuff. We don't want anything. They'll kill themselves soon. They're probably just going. Can aliens be Aisha? Thirsty space cat girls? Yes. Absolutely. If it's anything like Mass Effect, it's nothing but sex with blue chicks, Lick says. That's okay. I've never been a racist type anyway. Blue chicks are just fine with me. AF says, I'm pretty sure this has an explanation, but the day after my grandfather died, I was home alone, and all of a sudden his favorite Swedish artist started playing, and the power had just gone out. That's pretty weird. That's some pretty bizarre stuff. Clayton says, hello, I'm from Malone, New York. It's cool. You listen. Oh, that is cool. Well, you guys always used to get a lot of snow in Malone. Is that still the case? Well, that's what I'm thinking too, Joe. He says, if you steal the probe, they get pissed. Things are expensive. Yeah, that's what I'd be a little scared. I can't even imagine. Oh, that's the thing too. See, Lix has got remarkable restraint because she's got one of the probes. They let her keep it, as a souvenir. I'd be selling that shit on the space black market. Oh man, that'd bring some. Yeah, I admit it. I'd sell it. I'd whore it right out. I'd be like, yeah, too much cash to turn down. Chrome says the barriers for advanced life to exist is still a mystery to us, but if animal begins to use tools, we can tell they're somewhat intelligent. There's several sentient species on Earth besides humans. True. Yarborough says, by the way delayed, yo ho? I'm not sure what you mean, pal.
Oh, yeah.
Way delayed, yo ho. Erwin says, is Area 51 an American base with aliens or an alien base in America? Good question, Erwin. Good question. You do have to wonder, again, I don't know that there's any actual alien beings or alien related items in Area 51, but you do have to kind of wonder about all the secrecy, don't you? Let's what else would be on the space black market? M says, I don't know. I'm hoping sex slaves.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna put it right out there. I could lie to you guys and say, oh, I hope it's something that can bring peace and tranquility to our world. No, I want sex slaves. Oh, I'm the Pirate King boy. I'm sorry, Yarborough. I gotcha. I'm sorry. You went yo ho, and I was like, wait, what? I thought you were calling me a hoe. I wasn't gonna get offended because it's like a goal of mine. I gotcha. Yes, Yarborough's stream boss. It takes me a while. Who says someone being racist towards blue skin? Do we need to skin a bitch? If you have today, you're bold, or usually mean the opposite, my friend. I'm not sure what you mean, Joe. Chrome says aliens may not even know we exist. The universe is a massive place. There's tiny indigenous tribes we only know about because of the Google image. We don't interact with them at all. It could be like that. Well, I agree with that too, Chrome. I think it's, as I've said, I believe it's very likely that there are other life forms out there in the cosmos. I just again, based on the numbers game, I find it hard to believe there wouldn't be. But as we've said in the past too, because the cosmos is so massive, even if there is, and even if they are much further advanced than are we and have, have mastered interstellar travel, you're still playing against the numbers game that they will just encounter us. Who knows? I mean, as far as we know, out beyond the limits of what we can see, maybe there are several spaces. Maybe you've got a Star Wars type thing going on out there, where there are planets all around that have mastered space travel. Who knows? That would be about right, and we get left behind, doing whatever stupid shit it is that we do here every day. That's okay, Joe. It's all right. Richard says, I know it's unlikely, but I wonder if aliens are like Saiyans, in the sense that they're similar to humans, but have things like tails or more arms to actually make them a different species. Yeah, well, anything's possible, right? I mean, if we're talking about how a species is going to develop under who knows what type of exact circumstances, anything's got to be a possibility. Just because it's beyond whatever laws of nature or physics that we know, the entirety of the laws of nature and physics where they're from could be completely different. Scorching Cosmos says, except pedophile lives. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if we're talking about pedophile lives not mattering, I am in agreement with that. Yes. Bailey says, have you heard rumors that Steven Spielberg's film, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, was based on real events, and he was approached by government to make the film as a way of getting public ready? I'd never heard that. No, Bailey. Geez, if they did, though, because Close Encounters came out back, what, in this, would have been the 80s? Probably would have been the 80s, right? If they were getting us ready, they're doing a slow roll into it. Come on, it's been 40 years. Let's get the aliens here now then. Tyler says, if aliens did come to Earth, they would probably use us as a trash dump for all the stuff they don't want. I could see, I could see that happening. I'm with you on that. I could see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yarborough says, there's a fantastic video on the Game Theory channel about the great barriers of evolution. You use the game Subnautica as a teaching vessel. Oh, that's cool. I know Spaz Kid used to go to the Game Theory channel quite a bit. I haven't been on there in a long time. Mickey says, Curtis, where are the reaction videos? Nowadays, all I see is live streams. Like the reaction video that I posted 3 hours ago. Mickey, I don't know how to direct it any more than that. If you go to on our channel, every channel has a videos page. They're there. I don't know what more I can tell you. Ochamina says, personally, I think aliens exist, but I do not think on Earth. Well, yeah, that's part of the question too, Ochamina. If we are willing to say that aliens do exist out there, now do we believe that they have ever encountered us? And I don't have any real reason to believe that they have. But if we found out that they had in the past, let's say there is an Area 51 and there was an alien life form that crashed here, would it be the most shocking thing I've ever heard? No, because again, as somebody who believes that there can be that life out there, if they make contact with us, that would be cool to me.
Yeah.
So, but do I have any real reason to believe that it's happened? Not yet. Bob says, thoughts on Pat Patterson. Well, of course, sad that he's gone. Pat Patterson was an innovator in the business, and a really solid worker, good wrestler. I'm not a big fan of some of the things he had done to young talent as far as, the old nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Hey, if you want to get ahead here, we can go play some ball. I'm not a fan of that stuff, but as near as I can tell, and I know a lot of people who knew him well, there were never any credible accusations of him forcing someone to do something they didn't want to do. It was more or less, hey, if he was a big wheel, and if you want to get that push, if you want to make it to the next level, come on, walk with me, talk with me. And I'm not a big fan of that, but outside of that, had a great impact on the business. Reginald makes a good point. If aliens are real, maybe they're having a live stream just like this and they're talking about us. Aw. If that's going on, if you guys are monitoring us right now, would you guys like hijack into our stream too? Just take my nasty ass face off and just let us watch your stream. I'm sure whatever you guys are doing is way more fun than what I'm providing here. So aliens, you have I'm not going to sue you. Not going to have copyright issues. If you want to come hijack this stream, please, by all means, do so. Money on My Mind says maybe aliens live in our oceans. Perfect place. Yeah, really. There's a lot of areas of the oceans that are, uncharted, undiscovered. That's true. Yarborough says mention video since it's pertinent to this talk. Yeah, that's fine. Lude says, honestly, I would not put it past Susan to only notify someone of streams but not of videos. That's entirely possible too, Lude. No, I put nothing past Susan and YouTube anymore. Nothing. Hey, Ice Wave. Bailey says there's millions of reports of cows found mutilated with sex organs removed and blood drained using tools we don't even have, and no flies or animals feed off their bodies. Read A Strange Harvest. Interesting. So the aliens... What are the aliens using the cow blood for, though? I want to know what they're up to, and why are they not taking some of ours? Why is cow blood so superior to our own blood? I mean, I just went and got the little cotton ball came off already. I just got blood drawn this morning. I don't think it was by an alien. She seemed pretty. Well, I guess if you're going to be an alien, you'd have to fit in, but she seemed pretty normal, pretty regular. Jonathan says, hi, Curtis just popped in to say hi, got to go to work. Oh, well, good to see you, Jonathan. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day at work, if there is such a thing. Will says, bro, the aliens would take one look at the shit show that is Earth right now and nope, the hell back to their own galaxy. I'm kind of with you there, Will. We were talking about that earlier about have they actually been here or have they passed by? And as you said, if they're that far advanced and they're out tooling the cosmos and they see the absolute tomfoolery that is this planet, they would probably just be like, fuck that. As I've said in the past, they would probably just be like, they're not going to be around long anyway. They're going to kill themselves, so fuck them. Maybe cow blood is used to power the alien craft. Could be, Bailey. I didn't think of that. Fuel source. You guys got to remember that I'm easily influenced. We shouldn't go there because, I live out in the country anyway. I'm going to be stealing blood from a cow and putting it in my gas tank to be like, oh, I'm going to turn this thing into a rocket. Excuse me. Scorching Cosmo says, dear extraterrestrials, please invade our planet. Yeah. I mean, come on. At this point in 2020, would the alien invasion even be the most bizarre thing that's happened? I mean, we've had to, by now, become so insulated to stupid shit going on that if the aliens showed up, we'd be just like, yo, what's up? And we wouldn't let them get off their spaceship unless they had face masks on and were willing to stay 6 feet away from all of us. Aliens are blood mages confirmed, Dylan says. Yeah. Rick says cow blood is the probe lube. Oh, that's gross. Listen, if that's the case, we just got to introduce the aliens to KY. Instead of going out in the fields and stealing shit from the cows, just go to the drugstore and steal shit from them. Hey, Haroon, back from online class? Cool. Excuse me. Chrome says, what I'm curious about is what species are the Chinese going to give human-level intelligence to first? They've genetically engineering mice and monkeys to be smarter, also a pig-monkey hybrid. Yeah, who knows? And who knows, Chrome, within the framework of all that work that they're doing, what kind of virus they'll unleash on the world next. That's one of the things, and I don't want to go too
Oh,
far off topic. What kind of pisses me off about
yeah.
this whole thing with COVID, we argue so much amongst ourselves here in this country about, who handled it well, what governor did a good job, did the president fuck it up, who handled it well, who did it poorly. Let's never forget that the ultimate blame for all this lies with the Chinese government, not Chinese people, but the Chinese government. Let's never lose sight of that. Blue Morpho says, you ever think about, since Goku and Superman are aliens, that their ducks are different than ours? Well, yeah, gotta be different somewhat, right? I know what you're saying. Our dicks are different, but there's gotta be. All right, who's got the Goku and Superman nudes? The official ones, the real ones, not some artist rendition. I want the real things. We need to see what's going on there. I'm willing to volunteer. I'll put it right out there. I'm willing to inspect Goku and Superman's dick. I got no problem with that. I know what you meant, Blue Morpho. Oh, I thought maybe you had changed it to ducks because I never know what Susan's gonna censor from moment to moment. Vin says, where the hell are all the aliens? I know, that's what we're asking. 2020 it's just run its course. It's become boring now. We need something new going on. Cosmo says, I wouldn't be surprised if Keanu Reeves was an alien. He's too pure for this world. True. Mas Afalava says, have you seen the weird lost and found cases in parks? Some toddlers say they were kept safe by the wolf man and the bear man. Strange. Whoa. I don't know what parks those were, but sounds like we might need to live stream from there at some point. Bailey says we can use the KY to gel to trade for their cool tech, like invisibility, penis enlargement, and Saiyan cells, so we can go Super Saiyan. Yeah, and Hashirama cells, of course. That always goes without saying. Ooh. Yeah, we'll load them up with KY if we can get penis enlargement. No doubt about that. That's, just from my perspective, that is the most needed, most necessary advancement we as a species need to make. Vegito says, aliens are probably real. The universe is just far too big not to have any life in it. Yeah, that's exactly where I am. We're just way too small to be detected or to find them. That's where I am, Vegito. That's my take on that. Again, not a believer in the ghosts and spirits things, but as far as the aliens, yeah, that's exactly where I am. Joseph says, what do you think of extra-dimensional aliens? For example, a 4D ghost being we can't see, or DMT shrooms, acid realm alien beings. I don't know. A 4-dimensional ghost being we can't see. I don't know, Joseph. I don't know. I'd give you an answer. I've never really given that a lot of thought. Extra-dimensional aliens. We talked in the past about, on the channel about the potential for other dimensions to exist. So I guess an extra-dimensional alien would just be dog pounding the floor with her tail. An extra-dimensional alien would just be a denizen of that other dimension, right? I don't know. I want that, but if they're out there, I want them to show themselves too. Come on, let's make this fun for everybody. Chrome says, well, the cow thing is probably just furries and zoophiles. We found dozens of evil furry sex groups raping animals and corpses at this point. True. So that could be. that might be an easy explanation and one that makes us all uncomfortable. You're right, Chrome. Jack says the cow thing was me, just trying some stuff. You guys are funny. Let's see. Haroon says, people in 2020, I can't wait until 2021. 2021 alien. I'm about to end this whole world's career. That'd be probably perfectly appropriate at this point, Haroon. You're right. We all breathe that sigh of relief. We go into 2021, the vaccines, getting into high gear. Everybody's getting the vaccine. It's working out great. Everybody's like, all right, shit's getting real. And the alien's like, hold up. Chrome says, I think if Biden gets in, he's going to apologize to the Chinese for blaming them for the virus. He's already said he wants closer relationships with them, and Chinese stock soared when he was announced. Yeah, he does. I mean, just from my perspective and my wait and see take that I have with Biden to see how he does, that would immediately put him in the shitter with me, because fuck that. No matter what you believe, how it came out of China, and I think it's obviously the most obvious cause is those stupid ass wet markets. They've been told about them for years. The rest of the world community has complained about them, saying, it's a breeding ground for just such an event to happen. So fuck them for inflicting this on the entire planet. Yarbrough says, refill? It's got to do it here shortly, pal. Susan? Why not? There you go. I was going to say, what the hell, Susan? You're not giving Yarbrough his refill. There it is. Waterground says, I heard a theory that we are inside God and that we are the equivalent of our blood cells, since we need oxygen to survive, nutrients, and move around to stay healthy. Wow. I got to admit, I'd never heard that theory before. Okay, now I'm out. We'll bang. Okay, indeed, we'll bang, Yarbrough. Perfect timing, because I got to go too. This was a fun conversation. We're going to be doing lots more of these. I love these, because, even within the framework of these and all the fun we have with them, all the jokes that get made and everything, you guys always come up with something new. I do learn something new in these all the time, and that's what makes it fun. Lutz, let me read this before we're done. Lutz says everybody's getting the vaccine. Yeah, right. LMAO, most people are saying they ain't going to get it because it has microchips to track them. Human stupidity is going to extend this virus lifespan, mark my words. You won't get an argument from me, Lud. Human stupidity knows no bounds. None whatsoever. You won't get an argument on that from me. I'm sure we will extend that virus out of just blind stupidity. There's no question to me. I'm sure you're right. Jack Queen says stupidity will kill us all. That's very possible. Very likely, I would say, even given how stupidity is as pervasive as it is. But that's a topic for another time that we will actually take up too. That needs to come soon. I think we'll have a stream talking about the vaccine and what everybody plans on doing with it as far as getting it or not getting it. I'm glad you guys brought that up. That'll come up soon. Guys, thank you for this. As always, now, again, it's Monday, so the sticky stuff was like, blah, but it was a day where we discussed alien life. So the sticky stuff is infused with random alien ingredients. So this is like, this is a potpourri of aliens. You have no idea what you're going to get. This sticky stuff, who knows? It might help you to grow a third eye, or even better yet, a third titty. It's alien infused sticky stuff for a Monday. Really good pick me up, considering Monday sticky stuff is kind of blah. But here it comes. Get ready. Get your official sticky stuff fanny packs out, because you're going to want to keep some of this. It's like an Easter egg. Could be a literal legitimate Easter egg in there. You never know what you're going to find in alien-inspired sticky stuff. But here it comes. Pampu, pampu. Sticky stuff for you, Sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you. All infused with all kinds of alien bits. Because we'll bang, okay? Flashly like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, in this part of the cosmos, in this part of the galaxy, in this part of the universe, in this reality, there is nothing greater than goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh.